WDEB News presents the regular monthly meeting of the Fentress County Commission. The Fentress County Commission meets the third Monday of each month, and you can see it live on Channel 12 Cable TV. It's a presentation of the Union Bank of Jamestown and Clark Range, your reliable banking partner since 1904.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender Member FDIC.
While this meeting is ordered, please rise for the nation of color. Remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance by 5th District Commissioner Larry Cooper, and opening prayer by Pastor Josh Grubb.
Precinct, arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, arms. Coach verse, march. Forward, march. Coach verse, hold. Order, charge. Order, arms.
Pray together. Father, we love you. We're thankful for another day that you've given us of life. And Lord, we do pray especially today for our troops that are in Afghanistan. Lord, we thank you for them and their sacrifice for our freedom, our nation. We also pray for Christians who are in that country, Lord, who are in hiding tonight. Lord, we pray for their families. We thank you, Lord, for this community that we have the privilege of living in and serving in. Thank you for these who serve our community, give up their time, and Lord, we're thankful for them. We pray, God, that in all decisions that they make, that they will acknowledge you, Lord, and that they will seek your wisdom. And Lord, we pray that you would guide them tonight, guide this meeting, and Lord, help us to continue to stay focused upon you. Thank you for the hope that we have in Jesus, his death, burial, and resurrection for us, and the hope of eternity. And thank you, Lord, for what you have done, what you are doing, and going to do in our lives and our community. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Won't it be? Before we go any further, Commissioner Stepp wanted to say something.
Yes, I'd like to thank everybody for the prayers, concerns, and while I was off, and I will apologize to the people of the 4th District not being able to attend last month. I had a good excuse. They had me tied down at UT Hospital. It didn't take much rope to tie me down there. I stayed hitched pretty easy. But I do appreciate what y'all done for him. Appreciate Executive Johnson keep me informed. He tried to contact me every day and told what was going on, and I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome. Hope you get the feeling better quick. Appreciate you taking the time. I know you don't feel real well, but thank you for coming out tonight. Mr. Leon. Miss Merriman, would you care to call the roll, please?
Mickey McDonald. Here. Joseph Miller.
Here.
Rod Williams.
Here.
Kim Davison.
Here.
Benny Hughes.
Here.
Robert Cooper.
Here.
Lester Gooding.
Here.
Leon Stepp.
Here.
Larry Cooper.
Here.
Julie Matthews.
Here.
All present.
All present. Item number 6, consideration of approval of minutes from the following county commission meetings. Special call meeting on 7/12/2021 and the regular session on 7/19/2021, and the reconvened meeting on 7/26/2021.
Mr. Chairman, I have a correction to make to 7/26/2021.
Okay,
Item number 11, it said that the motion failed with 6 voting against and 2 for, when actually Robert Cooper did vote for that.
Yes, I did.
So it should have been 5 voting against, 3 for, and 2 absent.
okay. With those adjustments being made, do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Justin Miller to accept those 3 minutes. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Robert Cooper. Roll call, please.
Mickey. 4. Justin.
For it.
Rod.
For
Kim.
4.
Benny.
4.
Robert.
4.
Lester.
4.
Leon.
4.
Larry.
4.
Julie. 4. 10 for, none against.
10 for, none against. Item number 6 passes. Item number 7 is consideration of approval of notaries. I believe we have 4. The first one is Teresa A. Livingston, Jerry L. Rogers, Angie R. Starr, and Emily Sherman. Do I have a motion on those?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Lester Gooding to approve. Do I hear a second?
I second it.
Second by Commissioner Mickey McDonald. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
No, likewise. Item number 8 is the consideration of approval of the following budget amendments. The first one is discussion and consideration of an employee in the Circuit Court Clerk's office. Budget amendment in the amount of $31,540. Ms. Gina, you care to address that?
Yes, I was going to ask for a full-time employee for the office from 7:30 in the morning until 3:30. We don't open till 8, but we go in early. But we have had to cancel court with our circuit court judge, John McAfee, because I don't have enough help. I've got a girl out with COVID, been out going on. This will be her 6th week. Maybe she'll be back tomorrow. I had another one, her mom passed away. She was in the hospital. She was out for like 7 days, and it only left me and 2 more employees. And as Judge Sexton said, our court's on steroids right now because we're trying to catch up with COVID, and they said I needed another employee. And Judge McAfee, we canceled it one time, and then the next time I was going to cancel it, and he said, okay, and then he said, no, I've got a malpractice suit coming from Nashville, and I'll just go without a clerk. So I've had to send them without clerks. I mean, sometimes we'll have 2 and 3 judges, 2 or 3 courts going on at the same time, and I've got to have somebody.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Lester Gooding to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Robert Cooper. Is there any discussion on this matter?
So, Gina, when your crew comes back, you have one that's going to come back tomorrow from,
Right.
hopefully,
Mhm.
and then the other employee is back. So when you have those 4 plus you, is
That still is not enough.
still not, that's what I'm asking, because I know it's like right now everybody is so
Yeah.
short
And
staffed.
we've been working, I mean, the whole time. I mean, I've never said anything because, like yesterday, I went in at 1 after church and worked until 6:30. I'm going back tonight. There's just, I mean, I've been doing that because I don't allow my people to get overtime. If you look back, I've always been the one to stay late, and I don't allow it. But, you know, I handle delinquent taxes, which right now is not a big deal. But like Scott County, they don't have many more people than I do. And they have 7 people, including the clerk.
Uh-huh.
And Judge Sexton and them has told me for a little while I need somebody. And I was like, well, we'll make do. But it's just more and more people coming in. There's more and more stuff. It's just, I mean, it's all we can do to. And it ain't like people come in just to get something. They come back. They have to have copies of their files. Some of them's files, you know, is banker box fulls and just different things. And it's just caught up with this. And I've needed somebody for a while.
See, it's not just COVID related. That's what we were
No, it's
little
just
concerns. It was just related to COVID.
no,
but
it's
not.
just extra now. But it's been that way for a while.
And that's one thing I will applaud you. You very seldom have we seen you stand up here and ask for much, you know. And it seems to be when it does, you don't have many other options.
Yeah. I know what it's like. I've had my own business, and I know what it costs and all that. So I try to do it, and we've tried to do everything we can, and I just need somebody.
Jenny, you said something about the court systems on steroids. Of course, they're trying to play catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Once catch up is done, I mean, we're not going. This is not going to be this way for indefinite. I hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope not. I mean, are we looking to reduce them? Or?
No, I really need somebody full time because, like right now, we don't have a lot going on with delinquent taxes. But when it starts, like when she starts doing her land sale, I think maybe it may start back up in April. Then there's all of that. It's just constant. I mean, we have 5 phone lines ringing in there all the time. It's just constant, and trying to wait on people. And like I said, it ain't just something you go get them and come back. You have to research it. You have to. It's been like that for a while. I just haven't asked. We've just been trying to do it on our own, and it's just overwhelming now. It is a lot more now, but I still need somebody.
You work like everybody in there works all week. You're not open on the week. Are you open?
No, we used to be open on Saturdays half a day, but we had to close because we didn't have a court officer out there. But and we went back to that because we're still under the same protocol as far as the Supreme Court. But I need them worse. Like if they worked half a day on Saturday, they got off a half a day on Thursday.
Okay.
But I need them all day really, so we ain't went back to Saturdays yet.
I'll jump in there and say we had a 13-page docket today in criminal court, and some of y'all sat through part of that, so you know how busy it was and how many defendants were in the gallery. Then at 1 p.m., we had a juvenile court case that lasted about 2.5 hours. We didn't have a clerk in there to bring the file or to do whatever because there was no live body. And there's always 2 courts going on these days.
Sometimes 4.
Sometimes 4. And I know you think, how could there be 4 courts here? Well, there is.
And one person, there is no way they can do that office if everybody else is in court. Hardly 2. But there's no way. And wait on the people. They have to phone rings. They have to wait. I mean, there's no way.
And you think that today's docket was 13 pages, and that might be COVID-related right now. But I can tell you, just looking back at some other things that we had, our juvenile dockets for the past 5 years have been 13 pages. So
Like this
it's
week.
a huge volume of people that come through there. One Monday we had, and I'm not making this up, probably 300 people sitting back in the gallery waiting. You saw how many people were there today in the courtroom around the gallery, I call it, but also sitting outside. But if you think you have that many people coming through a building 3 days a week, 4 days a week sometimes, it's a lot.
And I came straight from work. We just got finished and came here. And I take up all the slack I can. I mean, I do it. I don't, like I said, I don't allow them overtime. You can look back from day one. I mean, but like tomorrow, we have Judge Burnett has general sessions. We have a trial that's going to last 2 days. Thursday, we have a trial that's going to last 2 days. Paula will be in general sessions, but I don't have anybody to send. And I mean, she has to do her stuff. I have to do my stuff. But it also takes 2 people in criminal court doing trial. I'm going to have 100 and something jurors there to have to sign in, deal with, and do all that. Feed them, go get food. It's just a nonstop thing. And I just, I don't have, even if I think Julie will be back tomorrow, but it takes 3 people to handle the jurors as they come in.
Any more discussion? Roll call vote.
Mickey,
4.
Justin,
For it.
Rod,
For it.
Kim,
4.
Benny,
4.
Robert,
4.
Lester,
4.
Leon,
4.
Larry,
4.
Julie,
4.
10 for, none against.
10 for, no, none against. Motion passes.
Thank you all so much.
Second, on item number 8 is the allowance of COVID state grant in the amount of $334,763. That there, to start with, back in the spring was about $669,000, but after the state saw that some ARP money might be coming down, they actually cut all counties in half of what the projection was. So I believe that did come in. We just need a motion to correct Tyler to just accept it.
This puts it into the budget.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Motion by Commissioner Lester Gooding to accept. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Justin Miller. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mickey.
Four.
Justin.
For it.
Rod.
Four.
Kim.
4.
Benny.
4.
Robert.
4.
Lester.
4.
Leon.
4.
Larry.
4.
Julie.
4.
10 for, none against.
10 for, none against.
Jimmy, before we move on to the next budget amendment, I think since we've passed that, I think it's appropriate time that I think we need to look at appointing a committee of some sort to be over the money, the state funds, the federal funds that are coming down. Reason I say that is what we set through with the UCDD office. They recommend that with ARP funds. In my opinion, it wouldn't be a bad idea with this money. It makes you be able to utilize this money and spread it as far as possible to tackle the projects needed. I know that we just got past the money we had. We've still got a little bit dangling with it, probably around $30,000. So I think the easiest way to handle that money, I know a lot of times I got stuck in a hard spot with some of that grant money the last time of somebody saying, well, let's spend it on this. Well, why'd you spend it there? What would we spend it here for? So I would like to see us form a committee. That's up to you how you want that committee formed, how many members you want, but I would recommend that you form a committee to handle this, especially by the time we start the heavy spending of the ARP funds.
We want to do it. Can we do it tonight? You want to do it tonight? 7.
I'd recommend 7 people.
And I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. That doesn't necessarily
Wide
have to
range.
be all commissioners. It can be all commissioners. Ultimately, if there's a bid for a project, it's going to have to come back to the commission anyways. But, like I said, that's up to you for your structure, your organization, how many members you want. But I do suggest there be a committee of some type to meet on these projects and be active for these projects.
Well, does everyone want to be on it, or do you want me just to appoint about 6 and have someone from the finance committee also? That'll give a total of 7.
Big 7.
I see 6 volunteers.
Oh, well.
Denny Hughes,
I will, Jimmy.
Kim Davison.
We're talking about, what, $3 million here or something?
On the for all of it, if the ARP comes down too.
Yeah, with ARP, we're talking about $3 million.
Need somebody from the first. Mickey McDonald,
I will from the 5th, Jimmy.
Larry Cooper, Lester Gooden. How many is that? How many is that, Merlin?
Lester, Benny, Kim, Mickey, Larry.
6.
Is that 6?
I got 5. Did I miss one?
I think it is just 5.
Lester, Benny, Kim, Mickey, and Larry.
Rod. Did you get Rod?
No, I didn't get Rod.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I missed you, Rod. I'm sorry. I need one from the finance. You want to sit on it, or you want to put somebody else on it?
I'm not on the finance committee.
I mean,
Finance department.
finance department, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can. I'm going to be there anyway, so it don't really matter. But.
Tyler Arms.
This will be a way that I guess you would probably need to vote on that committee, but this will be a way that we can also ensure that we're having allowable expenses and proper justifications for what we're trying to accomplish with this money as well.
Hey, Tyler, is there somewhere we can go and take like a little mini crash course, or is there something we can, I'd like to research it a little bit.
I've got quite a few webinars that I've been attending over that are recorded. I think that I have access to. I may be able to get you guys some access to. They're 1-2 hour webinars. And really right now, they're still really vague on it. So on ARP, I'm talking,
September is supposed to know everything.
September, we're supposed to get we've had the interim final rule. So now we're waiting on the, I guess, final rule. By
Mr.
September, we're supposed to
That's
have a
probably the
final
one we
rule.
need, when they whittle it down and kind
Now,
of get to the meat of it.
Commissioner Mumpire will be in Cookville one day or one afternoon one.
Don't,
They said coming up.
don't get me wrong. After September, we may still have as many questions as we do right now. But I'll start passing on that information to this committee if we can get I'll get a group email put together, or a group put together on the email for it, so that we can get this information out to this committee, and then, of course, we can discuss projects. I think that at some point in time, we probably need to meet and get maybe a strategic plan on projects. Me and Jimmy's been to UCDD, and there's some really good projects that can help this community that are allowable projects that we need. So, and maybe try to put together a strategy or
Hierarchy of what?
hierarchy
Important.
of what we need to chase with this money and try to get accomplished. They did encourage we try to accomplish big projects, because it's not every day that you're going to get this type of money. And then I know that the infrastructure bill's coming down. I don't know what we're looking at on it. That was, well, potentially coming down. It's been through the Senate. Now it's in the House. So, you know,
The House
that's,
says they won't pass it unless the Senate passes the other 3 trillion first.
so now it's caught in politics as far as that goes. But I mean, potentially they're close to working on an infrastructure bill. I don't know what that looks like when it comes down. I don't know restrictions they'll have. It's going to be primary channeled towards roads and bridges and broadband, I think, is what they're looking at. So don't know what kind of money they're looking at. That's not been divided up or even an estimate. But
Any idea when? I mean, like, we don't even have a clue when.
No.
Senate voted last week.
Senate voted yesterday and passed it. And Leader Pelosi wants the Senate to pass the other 3 trillion before the House will vote on what the Senate passed. So she wants the whole thing to go through, more or less, because it's politics, and they just it's 50-50 is what it is. And of course, your vice president will more than likely vote with the Democratic Party, and we need to find out, because some of the daytime might want to go to the one with comptroller, the Commissioner Mumpire. He's going to be in Cookville. He's going to be up there going over the ARP money also. So that'll be the daytime. Folks are not.
That'll be sometime September, won't it? They didn't give an exact date on that, did they?
Yeah. But we're supposed to know a lot more in September. But if nothing else, I hear a motion to accept the committee.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Justin Miller, second by second by Commissioner Leon Stepp. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Contrary likewise. Item number 9, discussion of employment issues. We'll start with the Sheriff's Department.
Hey, Jimmy.
I'm sorry, Senior, I'm sorry. Step back down just a minute, Sheriff. Senior Center in the amount, I already had it checked off, I'm sorry. Senior Center in the amount of $288.27.
Motion to approve, Mr.
Motion
Chairman.
by Commissioner Benny Hughes to approve.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mickey McDonald. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mickey? 4. Justin?
For it.
Rod?
For it.
Kim?
4.
Benny?
4.
Robert?
4.
Lester?
4.
Leon?
4.
Larry?
4.
Julie?
4.
10 for, 9 against.
10 for, none against. Item number 3 of 8 passes. Now, item number 9, discussion of employment issues, starting with the Sheriff's Department and Jail Department. Sheriff Reagan, please.
We had a meeting the other night up at the office there, some of the commissioners and stuff, and talked about giving employees a raise and stuff. But I mean, I don't know what the solution is to it. I mean, you can't keep employees if you can go to Walmart or McDonald's, go to work for $12 an hour, and I'm paying $10.68. I'm down to 3 on 2 shifts, and next month I'm gonna be down to 3 employees in the back of the jail back there. One would be up front booking people in, one would be on the floor, and one would be in a tire, and that ain't safe. I mean, I don't know what the solution is to it. I proposed a $3 hour raise to try to slow down everybody from going somewhere else, you know, and getting a better job. I know Coal Links is paying, I think it started out like 17, 13 an hour, and I know we probably can't compete with it, but I mean, you can't blame somebody that's got a family to go somewhere else and get a better job. I mean, that's just better paying job. I don't know what the solution to it is. I'm about 5 deputies short, about 8 short in the back of the jail. 20-cent raise every year, just don't get it.
Where all have they went to so far to be? Another sheriff's department or a police department?
Well, Tory Pryor went to Wartburg City, started out at $17.50 an hour. And Jason Duncan, he went to the city, and I'm not sure, he started out like $1 more on there than what we was paying, plus they pay their insurance. And,
The city here?
yep, they got a family, they gotta go where it's at. I don't blame them a bit. I ain't never tried to stop nobody from leaving, you know, if they get a better job somewhere, let them go. Can't blame them. But I don't know, you know, if where we got down to 3, where we get down to 3 on a shift, they have a fight in there and they ain't but one to go in there to try to break a fight up. One of my officers gets hurt, what we supposed to do? I can send the state prisoners on to the state, but where we just got 3 working, I don't know what we just need to. I guess I could send an all call out to the Sheriff's Association and see if they've got any counties anywhere where they could hold them prisoners that we've got and let the county pay for us with a new jail, I guess, and let the county pay for holding about 90, cost about $3,600 a day, I guess. I don't want some of my employees hurt over not making no money either.
You got any questions you want to ask the sheriff?
Another thing to think of too, you don't have many deputies running the roads either, patrolling or anything, because you're so short staffed.
5. I think 5 deputies short. I don't know what the solution to it is. Something's got to give somewhere. I'd hate for my employees to get hurt up there because I ain't got enough work in the jail, corrections officers.
I'll jump in there and say I hate for any employee to get hurt. I really do, for work comp purposes and for the employee primarily. But I just went to a jail seminar Tennessee County Attorneys Association put on, and Jim Hart, who's the CTAS, some of y'all may have seen Jim. I know Candy's familiar with him. He's the CTAS jail consultant and Tennessee jail expert. And employees getting hurt is expensive, and it is a really, really bad thing. And I know that's the sheriff's main concern. But on a liability standpoint, Mr. Hart said that the data from verdicts and settlements since 2018, and the sheriff didn't ask me to say this, he didn't know about this because I just have got this information, went last week to the seminar, said the verdicts from settlements and verdicts from 2018, when an inmate dies in custody, if that were to be the case, for whatever reason, it's $100,000 a minute from the time that person should have been seen by a CO and was not. We're not talking about like nursing cases. We're talking about fights. We're talking about people that try to hang themselves in their cell because there's just not enough people back there to watch them. And he did go on to say that jailers and COs are the heart and soul of your jail liability prevention policy, because they're the ones who are stuck back there for 12 hours a shift with people. Deputies see them, they bring them in, they go on about their business. The sheriff may see the inmates a couple times a day. These people live with them 12 hours a day on shift. And so they're the ones going to keep you from having, and I don't find some wood to knock on, but that's real. We haven't had that issue, but the safety concerns for that and the liability, and that's just my side, is huge.
How many employees do you have?
When I've got a full crew, I've got about 60 total, but it's not like that now.
How many you got now?
When we got a full crew, we've got about 60 employees.
How many you got now?
There's 17 in the jail, supposed to be 24, 25.
How many deputies do you have, Michael?
Full time,
Yeah.
Well, I've got 2 on every shift, 12-hour shifts. And then I've got 3 detectives and 6 school resource officers. And 2 narcotics. One of them's part-time, one of them's full-time.
Have we got a number?
But I've got
What it would
I've got
cost?
one deputy in the academy, and I've got another one riding along. It's supposed to go in October. But that still don't fill my shifts up. I tried to get it, and the unions told me back 2 years ago to go ahead and hire enough to where I could have 3 deputies on every shift. Well, that ain't never happened yet.
Can't even
never
keep
happened.
filled.
Can't get them hired, can you?
No.
What about
There
this salary study we got going on? Have we got anything back from that yet?
I believe we have some. I think it may be, something might come later.
We've got preliminary numbers. He's working on the job descriptions right now. We should be, when I talked to him the other day, we should be completely wrapped up with it by the end of September.
So you were probably housing what, Candy, would you say 60% of our local people, like maybe 30% of the city that they bring in, and then the rest is out of the county or
I think we got
TDOC?
34 state prisoners. That sound right? Not counting that for today.
We've got 20, yeah, about 34 today. We averaged, though, in the last year, we have averaged 145 inmates a day. You know, the lowest has been 123, and we've had up to 176. You know, and that's been running with 4 per shift. But now that I'm down to 3 per shift, you know, that's very unsafe. You know, and it's, and the ones that's there, they want to stay there, they want to be COs. But I mean, when you have 3 or 4 that's worked there 3 or 4 years, and they start out at $10.68, and they're barely making $12 in 3 years, and they're having to deal with the kind of incidents that we have to deal with, and you all hear about them and know about them, and, you know, that's the way it is. But it really cuts into our safety, cuts into them, you know, wanting to go someplace else, you know, less stress, less aggravation. But we're getting to the danger zone when you have to worry about trying to make it with 3 people on shift. It's really serious.
And I think anybody that's out and about, it is across the board. This is something, it is scary what people are having to run on and work on, and they're closing certain days of the week and closing early because they don't have enough staff there, which is great in the private sector. You have that option. You can shut down early, you can close a day of the week, but you can't hardly opt into that when we're talking about a justice center or we're talking about deputies on the road. You know,
You can check with other counties. Jackson County is going through what we're going through. Overton County is going through. Scott County, surrounding counties are having the same issues that they're having, and they're in the process of trying to do what we hopefully do so that we can, you know, maintain the safety and everything that we have to do there.
How many from the commission of course, the commission is the budget committee. How many can meet Thursday afternoon? Can we have at least 6 there? Thursday, 5:30.
5 o'clock
5.
Thursday.
If we can advertise it tonight, if we can meet Thursday as a budget committee, and then see if we can come up with a number, what we can do for the sheriff's department, and we don't need to put it off any longer.
No,
We've
it
got
can't
to
be
do
put off.
something.
So,
Absolutely.
Sheriff, you're asking for $3 an hour?
Across the board?
Across the board.
for deputies and correction officers.
Right.
Not every staff, right?
Right.
Okay.
So we'll get those numbers. Tyler can get maybe a number somewhat, what that looked like for Thursday, and then we can see what we look like and go from there.
So the only financial help other than your own to get is what is you house from TDOC or
Out of county.
out of
Pickett
county.
County, yeah.
Yeah.
Clay County, Pickett County, Clay County. Clay County's not that much. I think it's about $2,000 a month. About 2,000 a month. That sound right for Clay County? Pickett County paid us $143,000 last year, and the TDLC was $556. That sound right, Tyler?
Yeah, that's pretty.
somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
What we bring in last year, about 800 something thousand. That
Probably.
sounded about right.
Yeah.
What's the city of Jamestown pay?
That cuts your commissary sales.
You'll have to ask the finance office what they pay. They don't pay me nothing.
The city is not required to pay.
They're not required?
Because they become an 8th judicial district prisoner. But now, they're not required, but at their discretion, and oftentimes cities do contribute, but that is just at their discretion. It does not make
Do they contribute anything?
Our city?
Yeah.
No.
Nothing?
For the jail?
Nothing at all?
No.
And we got how many average city, about 30% city prisoners?
Yeah, probably somewhere around about right, I'd say. I don't know. We had it figured up there at one time. Last year, I guess we talked about it, but
Pretty good drain, isn't it?
well,
Well,
they
a
don't
lot of
help
our
with
deputies are
the,
going
they don't help much
to
with
the
the school
And they-
resource officer, do they?
500,000 a year. Do what?
They don't help much with the school resource officer, do they?
$10,000.
And then we're losing our deputies, county deputies, to go to the city that's
City.
paying their officers
Oh, yeah.
more. So, I mean, it's a hard battle to win right there.
Right.
We're in a pretty bad predicament.
Like it's,
We had a real, I mean, I've lost good officers that went somewhere else to get a better job, and they got a family. And, I mean, it's more money plus insurance paid and stuff. I mean, they can't afford not to go.
And, I mean, the job that job is not for the faint of heart. That job, being a deputy and a correction officer, is not just for anybody. It's
Right.
not.
You get what you pay for.
I'm a firm believer in that. Yeah, we can pay the bottom dollar, but that, so don't start griping about who's working when you're paying, you're scraping by paying people. I mean, I like to sit here and save money all day long, but when we're looking at this and the safety, and when we're dealing with theft all around you, it's a constant. I like deputies on the road. I like to know they're coming when I'm calling.
and I'll add that, whenever, deputies, I mean, they got life and death in their hand with the decision they make. And, we need some quality people that has the judgment and training that's going to make the right decisions when they get in a situation.
Well, I've been
we need
begging.
good people there as well as anywhere.
That's what I've been begging
Especially-
for the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, we need to get up there with everybody else where you can keep deputies. It's hard to keep them when they go somewhere else and make more money, and you can't blame them for going somewhere else. I mean, I don't blame them one bit. I mean, it is what it is.
Any more questions for the sheriff?
Thursday night at 5.
So can y'all come Thursday at 5?
I'm not sure. We got 2 trials this week. We had criminal court all day today, and it's like Gina said. I mean, it's elbows and eyeballs. We got 2 trials this week, starting tomorrow.
We know what you're looking at and what you're needing, so we'll meet, and if y'all can get there, try to
Where we gonna meet at down here?
hear.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to meet over here, the chambers meeting over
I'll
there.
try to be
We'll meet in
here.
here.
Yeah, we'll meet in here.
We're out of the trial.
Thursday.
On this same agenda item, you've got solid waste as well,
That's
but
all. We'll get. Thank you, Sheriff.
Like the
Thank
number
you
of
all.
employees that just so we can put a figure to
Okay.
these, so we know what we're talking about.
Okay.
Jason, I want to speak about the solid waste department.
Well, basically asking the same thing. Got employees wanting to quit, truck drivers wanting to quit. They're getting offered much more money, $20 an hour, $21 an hour. I ain't asking for nothing like that. I'm just asking for a little help to bump it up a little bit, maybe keep some employees or get some employees in. I'm not hardly having anybody apply for positions right now.
How many employees are you down right now, Jason?
I'm usually at 32, and I think I'm at 28 right now, 27.
What kind of money are you looking at, Jason, as far as across the board?
Across the board, I'm only looking like $1.12, bump it up to $10 starting rate. That's it. I mean, it ain't much, but maybe it'll keep somebody there. And I've got employees that's been there for 21, 22 years, and they're looking for other jobs right now.
So starting pay right now is
$8.88.
Where are you lacking employees?
What's that?
Where you're down 4 employees? Where?
Mainly the convenience sites, one at recycling, maybe soon to be a few drivers too.
That's not unreasonable.
On both of these cases, I will say that we're talking about low employment, and in a sense, y'all are talking about retaining employees. But you guys got to think about, and I said this to our previous ambulance director when we talked about ambulance, is it's not always 100% about retaining employees as much as attracting employees.
Right.
Because we can throw raises all day, but it does not affect that starting wage. Now, so in this, I think that you need to make sure that we're talking about that starting wage, because that's what's not attractive.
Right.
I just advertised for a position. I got about 13 applications. That's quite a bit. We're talking a finance office. People see this as a place where they can come make some money. When I tell them that wage, I'd say about half of them will be done with that. I can probably get somebody, but now people are more apt to come into an office setting and work. It takes a different skill set, but they're more apt for that than they are to go, honestly, work in trash or go put their life on the line. I mean, I'm not downgrading what my people do. I think that every single office here has an important role in this county.
Right.
110%. But it's not just about handing money to the people that are sitting in the offices and sitting and out there working. But I think that you have to look at a wage scale at some point to distinguish that starting wage, because since I've been here, I think we've given pretty large raises. I mean, larger than in the past, right? I mean, 4%, 2%, 6%.
It's been about
But it doesn't
13
help,
years for since they went $1.
It doesn't help to attract anyone if you're giving it to your employees you have. It doesn't make that wage scale any more attractive for that starting wage. It doesn't make somebody coming out of high school want to go be a correctional officer when they can go to Walmart and work.
Make more.
But when you give a 4% raise, that's actually supposed to change the starting rate.
Well, the
wage scale.
That wage scale is like half in effect, half not now. I mean, it's.
But always before, if
Every
you've got a
time I hire, I go by
4%,
the
that
pay
increased
scale,
the
though.
starting rate.
No one goes by that pay scale anymore.
Can you use trustees or
Except for you, Jason.
any of the jail people for that? If it's convenient sites and.
I guess not. We have to be certified now or something, I
Got to
think.
go to the 40-hour training. You have to go do 40-hour training.
Most of the trustees are doing a lot of the mowing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Wood
took
cutting.
up with how many places they mow, Candy.
Gardening.
Very limited.
All the other little odds and ends, plus, take care of our garden stuff that we put up. I mean, they're,
So you just have a select few that you can actually trust to go out in them.
I have 11 or 12 trustees, and 4 or 5 of them go outside, and that's all. The rest of them, they stay inside and do kitchen and take care of business inside.
Jason, can you come Thursday as well?
Yeah.
Or somebody?
Yes. Yeah, I will. That won't be a problem.
All right, is there a motion to have the meeting?
I make a motion, we have a budget committee meeting Thursday at 5 o'clock.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Commissioner Lester Gooding, and second by Commissioner Benny Hughes. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Contrary likewise. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Candy.
Mr. Chairman,
Sir?
if wouldn't mind, if we do come to some type of an agreement Thursday night, can we recess tonight and reconvene Monday if we have to come in and come in with some budget amendments?
I'll not be able to be here Monday night.
You can't call. Well, if you're there, will you be there Thursday?
See how it works out.
Okay. Well, we can see Thursday. We can determine Thursday. I mean, we can recess tonight. And if we don't meet Monday, then it can just be canceled.
You say 5 p.m. Thursday?
Yes.
Item number 10, consideration of approval of voting on the opioid litigation plan with Jesse and Jesse. Ms. Leslie, would you like to address that?
Basically, we've been in these opioid lawsuits trying to get a little bit of chicken scratch money to from the opioid crisis. The lawsuits that have been filed, we're involved in 2 of them. I think the district attorney's suit is going to be dismissed again, so that's probably out the door. But this particular suit, the original one, we've been in for at least 3 years now. It's down to the approval of at least one of the drug makers' plans to pay, and they need approval to go with what's called the master ballot, and it would come with the recommendation of let's say the large consortiums of lawyers who are handling this at a class action level. Whatever they so what I'm asking you all to do is say this. Whatever them lawyers that we've hired, New York, D.C., all those, or that essentially we've signed on with, whatever their recommendation is, if you all will give a blanket recommendation to go with that, we won't have to come back and do this every time one of the drug makers. Next time it'll be, Pfizer or whatever that wants us to approve their payment plan. If you'll just say, if the lawyers think that's probably okay, we're going to get something. We don't know what it is, but we ain't going to get any more by not accepting these plans. If that's what our lawyers in these class action suits say, we just need something on the record that whatever that is, y'all are good with.
I hear a motion to that effect.
I so move.
Motion by Commissioner Leon Stepp, seconded by Commissioner Mickey McDonald. Any more discussion? Roll call vote, Miss Marilyn.
Mickey?
For.
Justin?
For it.
Rod?
For it.
Kim?
4.
Benny?
4.
Robert?
4.
Lester?
4.
Leon?
4.
Larry?
4.
Julie?
4.
10 for, none against.
10 for, none against, motion passes. Item number 11, consideration of approval of declaration of surplus equipment for the Fentress County Highway Department. Joey, would you like to come up, please?
We got some wore out junk we're needing to sell. Any questions?
Is this going to be an auction, or you just?
Most of the time, if you go through that
Gov.
deals, it'll bring a third more than what it will.
That's what you're going to do with this.
I ain't made up my mind yet on this.
We do have a lot of offices with a lot of surplus, because we discussed having a sale back last summer, but due to COVID, we never had another sale. I don't know what the sheriff's department had. They had some more stuff they were drumming up. I've got other offices that's got computers, desks, copiers, stuff that we've declared surplus over the past 2 years since our last auction.
Mm-hmm.
But, this isn't a huge list, Joey, and that's probably ain't going to, some of it might bring a little bit more online, but some of it probably won't. If Joey was interested in doing another on-site auction like we did before, of course, I guess that's dependent on COVID numbers, but.
Well, over at the OEMA building, there's a lot of junk fire trucks.
We've declared all that
and
surplus,
all that's
I
off
think.
the record, but it's still piled up over there. We need to do something, whether we allow them to haul it off, and however we want to dispose of it. It needs to be cleaned up and taken.
I think James went through all that and declared all that surplus.
It is.
At a meeting not long ago.
Yeah. It's junk. I don't know that stuff over there would even bring anything on Gov Deals.
But if we had a live sale,
somebody might
bring something and go.
Well, if
I don't know
Joey
what kind of engines are in that stuff over there. Some people buy them old diesel trucks or gas
if
trucks.
Joey's
just
got
pull
some
an engine
stuff
out.
that's good stuff that he can sell on Gov Deals, and then maybe some junk that you want to sell at an auction, then we all jump in on, sells what he can on Gov, and then we do the rest of it in a public auction.
I know I've probably got 2 or 3 a month call me saying, "Hey, I've got all this stuff. What do you want me to do with it?" Well, hold on to it till we can have a sale, because we've been talking about it for a year and a half now, having another sale. And I don't know if the sheriff ever rounded up any more stuff or not.
Sheriff, you got anything you need to sell at an auction? On auction?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the auction for the highway department along with any county offices that has already surplus equipment.
Motion been made by Commissioner Larry Cooper,
Second.
second by Commissioner Justin Miller. Any more discussion?
Does that cover taking this, declaring all this surplus with that motion?
Declaring his, but we've already got a bunch of stuff that's already declared. We just need to make sure that we set up a public auction, Tyler, whoever wants to, however we need to do that, get whoever's got stuff that's surplus, it needs to be sold.
We'll set it out, a couple months or something, so that anybody who has anything else that needs to be surplus can get it up here maybe next month to the meeting.
Yeah.
That puts a cold auction. That's not a good auction time, is it?
No.
When you start getting down into October, November.
Yeah.
Weak bidders.
Any more discussion? Roll call vote, Marilyn.
Mickey?
Or
Justin?
For it.
Rod?
For it.
Kim?
4.
Benny?
4.
Robert?
4.
Lester?
4.
Leon?
4.
Larry?
4.
Julie?
4.
10 for, none against.
10 for, none against. Motion passes. Item number 12, consideration of approval of loan request from the Fentress County Highway Department. Mr. Joy.
I've got a question for Tyler here. Our funds comes in to the courthouse, and there's a percentage of it took out every month.
Do what now?
Our funds comes to the courthouse, and there's a percent is took out of it per month. Correct?
That's trustees commission.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all through the trustees office.
Okay. In the last 3 years, it's $71,760 in the last 3 years. Where does the money go?
Proceeded into the general fund in a trustees commission line, I believe. It's a transfers in line. That would be something probably more apt to ask Angie.
Okay.
Now, she would know a whole lot more about that than I would.
Okay.
We get her list of revenues. It's got the transfers in that we run the interest for. That's probably a question Angie would know a little more about.
Well, in the last 3 years, we've paid $25,986 in crushed stone. And if we can get some for roads, tar and chip, some for gravel roads, some of that could be put in towards blacktopping.
Of the 800,000 you're talking about? Or
Yeah, that was in the last 3 years that we bought gravel, crushed stone. Now, there's a portion of this in the last 3 years been put on the county's parking lots, playgrounds, so on and so forth.
We reimburse the highway department for that, correct?
Yeah, most of it.
A lot of it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, generally we get charged at federal rate. We reimburse pretty much anything we do, don't we? I know in the past when we utilize the highway department, we've reimbursed at the federal rate.
We typically get billed at FEMA rate.
FEMA rate is generally what we try to do on that, or we have to do.
Well, it's at, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's usually at the cost, isn't it? I think it's what FEMA says or the state says to do it at cost or so much, a little bit above cost, I believe.
Yeah.
What, FEMA rate?
No.
Not the FEMA rate, no.
No famous.
Oh,
FEMA,
Probably
Maybe I
union
misunderstood what you were
scales.
saying.
No. It's what the state said. We had to, that they had to charge us
They
at
have
cost.
to charge us FEMA
Cost.
rate.
Yeah, isn't that
Yes.
right? 'Cause we went through it once before.
We've got 172 plus gravel roads in 5 districts. And there's 120 miles plus on the mileage. So we need to, that's why I'm wanting 1.5 is knock some of these down, get them under tar and chip, then some of the rougher tar and chip roads, get them under blacktop.
Joey, can I ask a question? Why are we set? I mean, it's been said over and over, 1.5 million or nothing is what you've stated. Why are we set at 1.5 million? Why can we not make a compromise to maybe do something to help you all out?
The last Monday night that was in here voting on that, you just couldn't even get together on 750 or $1 million.
But if we're throwing numbers too, I'm not saying I don't help. I do, but I have to ask these questions because if you've got somebody trying to help you with something, why was it still said on this paper 1.5 million? Like, I mean, could you not throw something that would help you other than the 1.5 million, or
I believe
could we do a $500,000? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I
believe if you check the record, he was asked if he would take any less than 1.5, and he said no.
I mean, I'm just trying to say if somebody's offering to help somewhere, why not take it? And you know what I mean? I mean, if somebody's offering to help me, I'm going to do what I can to, take that and just be like, okay, we'll start somewheres.
Well, I'll entertain a good offer. Let's listen to it.
Well, I want to, on the list of roads that you presented to us, there was 54 roads on it, okay? And that was with your $1.5 million. If we take off the 10, which was those top 10 was to take from tar and chip to asphalt, the $750,000 we offered would have covered that. And I know the 2nd District is eat up with gravel roads that need maintenance, and I would love for the people in the 2nd District to get tar and chip. And so if you'd been willing to work with that budget we were talking about, I know paving those roads would be lovely, but I know my constituents in the 2nd District would love to get some tar and chip. So with compromise, that would allow you to fix those gravel roads. You've mentioned a lot of times how bad they are. This would give you the opportunity to do that with this $750,000 we had talked about. But, it's about compromise. And then, maybe we could do something like that, get that done, and then we do have some potential money that might be coming in with this infrastructure grants that we can use for roads and highways. And so I think it's a start, and that we are telling you we want to help you with these roads, and then just how can we work together and get this done?
1.5 go a long ways. This is all the Orange's districts too.
Well, I know 44 roads. Like I said, you presented a list with 54 roads on it. 44 roads you could still accomplish with the $750,000. So, and those are the gravel roads that we're talking about. A lot of them being in the 2nd District. So again, if we did $750,000, that would be a huge improvement for those people that I think they would appreciate. Again, we might have to cut off the asphalt, may not be able to asphalt those top 10 roads, because for asphalt for 10 roads, it was $700,000. So let's think about, for 10 roads, to just for that asphalt was $700,000. So if we hold off on that and let's fix these gravel roads that are desperate, it's a way we could compromise. That's where my head's at.
What did you start to say a minute ago, Joy?
Will you explain the difference to me in asphalt and cold mixed asphalt?
We can mix that on the shop yard through a pug mill, and we can put it down ourselves. It ain't as near as durable as hot mix.
But you can put the cold mix.
Yep.
You was fixing to say something a while ago, Joey, to what I was saying, entertain something. And then you got cut off. What was you fixing to entertain?
Well, she answered it. You was offering $750.
No, but that wasn't an offer. I was just saying.
Okay.
That was a number that was
There was
thrown out
something we
there.
talked about last time, and that was where, I know you wanted 1.5.
Yep.
And so that was just a way, like if we shave off those top 10 roads that are going to asphalt, and I know those people would like to have asphalt, and I'd like for them to have asphalt. But if we compromise on that, then that's going to let us fix 44 roads. 44 roads compare and wait on those 10. And not saying wait forever, but let's see what money's coming in or whatever. Those people already have township roads that are much better than the gravel roads that people are having to drive on in 2nd District and 5th Districts and 3rd and all the districts. So, again, yes, and we'd love to have the whole thing, but what can we do? What can we do to move forward and progress and try to help these people, that are on these roads? So I think we're all wanting to go in the same direction. I think that's
So would you be pleased with $750,000 if it passed?
Well, we'd be letting down a lot of people.
How much have we spent on road work in the last 3 years?
Do what?
How much have we spent on road work in the last 3 years?
Well, I've got you.
Upgrades.
Your stone was $825. Culverts was $882. I can get you a correct number in the morning, first thing.
We have, though, in the last 3 years, moved $720,000 out of road and bridge maintenance. We've approved those transfers to buy equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's probably one of the reasons we're a little behind on the roads, would you think?
Whenever we have a disaster, like for instance, if 20 would have been declared, the Frank Campbell Road, you seen where we changed the covers out over there, that would have reimbursed $64,000 for having this machinery.
And we didn't get a disaster, is that what
We
happened?
wasn't declared a disaster.
Are we waiting on some declarations now, or no?
No.
Everything's closed out, right?
We got 2 declared this year for the ice storm and the flooding.
Have you got, and you've not got any money back, right, on that yet?
No, that'll come about probably 25, I'm guessing.
Does it take about 3 or 4 years to get your money back?
Yeah,
Boy?
roughly. It's slow.
Famous federal. You spend it, they reimburse it.
Yep.
You got to spend it first. You got to have it to spend it.
So you have a FEMA reimbursement coming in right now, Joey?
Yeah, we're working on it.
I mean, you have one coming in like quick. You waiting on one right now?
No, we've done got it for 19.
How much money was that?
It was, I believe, 140 something, I think.
Okay. But that's spent money that's coming back in. It's already been spent out. It's money being reimbursed back to the county.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't change your cash flow in any sense, because you were out that cash flow on the front end. It's just reimbursed back to you.
Yep.
Across the time of 5 years, 10 years, 12 years in the instance of this loan, a FEMA project is not going to change your cash flow month to month.
No.
Okay.
But it is money that you can look forward to.
We look forward to all money.
Yes.
Tyler, has there been anything changed number-wise from last meeting to this meeting on your financial side of it?
No, I mean, I'm taking numbers off a budget we just formulated and move forward with. And
So if we have another FEMA incident or something, where does that put the road superintendent in making that payment?
Depends on the size of the disaster.
So if a pretty good disaster, we have to borrow money
We're gonna have to issue
do
debt
the
for that as
upfront.
well.
We'll have to issue more debt,
Same thing we did on the ice storm.
and we come out short on that one.
Way short. Really short.
I mean, you take a storm like we had this past year, you're not talking so much as issuing debt for an ice storm like we had now. But one of the caliber that we had a few years back, then yeah, you're looking at debt issuance.
Now, what
A
kind
bad enough tornado comes through, you're looking at debt issuance.
on a $750,000 loan? What kind of term are we looking at? 12 years still?
If we tie it in with ours.
Well, that's already
that
train's already left, hasn't it?
We're gonna have we'll be turning around, backing up, and punting. I got the rate on ours the other day, and 1.71, and they're going to negotiate that rate some more.
I thought John said that if we came back, that
We can go back.
add it in.
We've not had an official public sale.
This was just him calling or him sending out some information.
Well, it is official, so because it has to be an official. I don't know how to explain this. So if you do a capital outlay note, which we talked about a few different styles of loans there, a few different structures, bond issuance, capital outlay note. If you do a capital outlay note, anything over 3 years, you have to do a competitive sale of a sense on it, or a competitive bid, I should say, on the rate and the terms of the loan, your cost of issuance. So he's done the easy way, basically, which is advertise just as we do our bids here. You advertise, you send out a spec sheet for your loan, you send out a copy of our audit, and they look over it and they come back and say, yeah, we'll do it at this percent and this is your cost of issuance. Okay, then if we get that back and they say, and we say, I think we can do better, then we'll turn around and we'll do a competitive public sale, which is very similar to the bond issuance that we've done. That's where they'll set a date, they'll get everybody from banks and investors involved, and you'll go online and they'll have everybody will submit their bid online at one time. So while I don't want to say that what we've done is not official, because we can use the rates that we've been given right now for our note for the Ag Pavilion, it would be turning around and having to change that and redo that.
And all it's going to be changing is the amount that we're borrowing.
Correct.
The length of the loan is the same. We're sending it out to the same people. All we're doing is if we agree on a number tonight, it's changing what we're asking for.
The amount. Correct.
So Joey,
And John told us
1.5 or nothing?
It won't change. The rate will probably go up.
I don't
think it will.
1.5
Because the guarantor, which is us, won't change. Right?
No, I mean
Still through us.
Yeah, but a lot of
Yeah,
times
for
the
some.
amounts will play a role in.
It wouldn't,
Right.
even if it came in at 171, it's not going to change much from that. Especially if they said they think they can get it better than that.
No, I mean, as of right now, 171 is a really good rate. So I mean, they're chasing and negotiating with that, and there's some bond cancel stuff. We had two come back, one at 171, one at 175. One had some council fees, which we already take care of through Bassbury and Sims. So they're in negotiations on that. That was the last I heard Friday. Now, can we change? Yeah, but we're going to re-enter negotiations at that point. Does that make sense? I don't know that the rate will change. They may say, yeah, we'll give you another whatever, but now you start, I don't know. I mean, I hate to speak on that in John's absence because I don't know how that affects
Well,
government
all we can
finance.
do is if we do agree on an amount tonight, we call John tomorrow, see what his take is on
Absolutely, and I think that he'll
it.
help
And
us
then
through
we
whatever we
meet
need to do.
Thursday as a budget committee.
We'll still have to bring a resolution back to this commission.
Right.
And we may end up with
We
a
recess
special
Monday night.
Monday. That's could be good.
Yep.
But we don't have a number.
We don't have a number yet.
So you're suggesting not blacktop, just do tar and chip?
Well, I mean, it's just a compromise that can be
Okay.
made. I mean, it's like a person would love to have a Mercedes, but sometimes we got to get a Toyota
Mhm.
until we can figure out how to get the Mercedes. And so maybe we'll. I I said I was gonna stop using analogies because they're terrible.
But with 800,000, you can do everything except for these top 10 roads, correct? That are actually going to asphalt from Township.
Well, that'd be a good start.
That's 44 roads.
800,000.
That's a lot of people we could make happy, Joey.
Well, I'll make
So
a
this right here,
motion.
Joey, this right here is going from tar and chip to coal mix asphalt, correct?
I'll make a motion.
Well, we can split it up.
Okay.
And then gravel to
We
tar.
we
we're
can
gonna
get
take some
the
tar.
I will
gravel
make a
roads.
motion to approve the 800,000 and leave off the asphalt to tar and chip to asphalt until a later time. That way he can fix all these other
It
roads.
would be.
The motion has been made by Mickey McDonald, $800,000. But we'll be leaving off the top 10 there, and the others will be from,
For now.
for now. It'll be split up, but you have, on the front page here, you have like tar and chip to coal mix, and back someplace else, you probably got gravel to tar and
Gravel
chip.
to tar and chip on the back page.
Okay. But these are the roads here, okay, these are the roads here that will be, tar and chip to coal mix, and this right here will be from gravel to tar and chip, the ones on the back.
I'll second that
Got
motion.
a second by Commissioner Justin Miller. If this passes, will you accept it, Joy?
I guess I'll have to, won't I?
Any more discussion?
I have one more question for him. Joey, if you just did the coal mix instead of asphalt on those top tar and chip, how much money would that save? And is there some reason that those specifically need regular asphalt instead of coal mix asphalt?
The ones that I had picked out for the coal mix is kind of light traffic.
Okay.
They're light duty roads.
Joy, what does it cost to go from tar and chip to the cold asphalt per mile, roughly?
I think the time we get it, pay for the rock and the oil and get it mixed, I think it's almost $40 a ton. And hot mix is 89, I think.
Well, here it says
87 or
$100,000
89.
per mile.
I do what?
You got down there, it says $100,000 per mile to go to asphalt. How much would it be to go from tar and chip to the coal mix? That's 50,000.
Yeah, closed. Be closed.
I know it's not as good. But
Yeah.
Any more discussion? Roll call vote, please, Marilyn.
Mickey,
Or
Justin,
For it.
Ron,
Or
Kim,
Forward.
Benny,
Against?
Robert,
Or
Lester,
or
Leon,
or
Larry,
Four.
Julie. 4. 9 for 1 against.
9-4-1 against, motion passes. Joy, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and any other business right here, I have a couple of things here. The first thing, today in the court system here in the county, we had I'll just read it to you. Former Fentress County Deputy Finance Director sentenced to 12 years in TDOC custody. On August 16, 2021, former Fentress County Deputy Finance Director Kelly Ray Crabtree was sentenced by Fentress County Criminal Court. Judge E. Shane Sexton to serve 12 years in Tennessee Department of Corrections custody. This sentence follows Ms. Crabtree's previous guilty pleas to theft of property valued at more than $60,000 from the government of Fentress County, theft of property valued at more than $1,000 from Kirby Johnson Memorial Ballpark, and official misconduct also. The theft of property valued at more than $60,000 and official misconduct convictions stemmed from the defendant's unauthorized use of a Walmart community credit card to make unauthorized transactions totaling $237,615.99. These unauthorized transactions occurred while the defendant was an employee of the Fentress County Finance Department. The theft of property valued at more than $1,000 stemmed from Miss Crabtree's theft of property from the Kirby Johnson Memorial Ballpark. The defendant accomplished this theft by using unauthorized checks in her capacity as treasurer of said ballpark. This case was investigated by the Fentress County Government, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and Tennessee Comptrollers of Treasury. Ms. Crabtree was prosecuted by the Office of the 8th Judicial District Attorney General Jared Effler. We'd also like to thank the Tyler Arms and the Finance Office, Law Enforcement here in the county, the Comptroller's Office, TBI, and especially DA Jared Effler, Philip Kazee, their entire staff for a job well done. We hope this verdict will go a long way to restore public trust and send the message that we really do want to be good stewards of your money. I'd like to thank everyone that was involved in that, and now we're able to put this to the side. And another announcement per se here, the Tennessee County Commissioners Association will be having a meeting, and this is what your dues get paid for in the newsletter you get each month, at Putnam County on September the 2nd at 6 p.m. at the Leslie Town Center. This here is for some information at your regional meeting of the Tennessee your Commission Association. And also, the 25th of this month, long awaited for almost 2 years, we'll be going to Nashville, and it will be for the CON process, and that there will be the last hurdle that we have to get the emergency room, the emergency medical room down here, standalone ER with a 24-hour clinic that we have been in partnership with University of Tennessee Med Center.
State hurdle.
Huh?
The last state hurdle.
The last state hurdle. And then the next hurdle will come up in, I believe, in 6 months, hopefully. If things are going good, they'll get back, but they'll be up and going. And if this passes next Thursday, hopefully they tell me that they're hoping to be up and going by the middle or the last part of the first quarter of next year. So we also have some property adjoining the building down there, and it is going to be gifted to us if y'all will accept it. Up above it, there is a house, a purple house up there that joins it. There's the green lot where the old Looper house used to be on the far side, and there'll be an X amount of money also given if y'all will accept it.
When can we do that?
Well, they'll gift it to us as soon as I go back and talk with them and say that y'all accepted that also. So we'll have a pretty good piece of property there, and the other green lot, they said it could possibly be used if we have to for a parking lot in the future. And so to me, I think we should, but it will be up to you to accept that. What they're just going to gift it to us. They came to me and said, they thought that we might be able to use that part. So, and then there'll be some financial money also that they'll be given as a gift to something in the county that needs to be used the money for. So, but at this time, I would like to ask for a motion if you would like me to accept this from them.
Make that motion. I'll second that.
Motion made by Commissioner Robert Cooper, seconded by Commissioner Benny Hughes. Roll call vote, please.
Mickey?
4.
Justin?
For it.
Rod?
4.
Kim?
4.
Benny?
4.
Robert?
4.
Lester?
4.
Leon?
4.
Larry?
4.
Julie? 4. 10 for, 9 against.
10 for, none against. Any other business?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we recess till next Monday night.
Motion been made to recess until Thursday night.
Monday night.
Monday night?
Monday night.
Second.
That one.
Monday night.
Cooper got it.
And it was seconded by Commissioner Benny Hughes. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Contrary likewise.
That's budget meeting Thursday night.
Yep. We're recessed.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank. The same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.